Using the techniques we have seen, we already have the central part and the upper part of our character. Now we will work in the character Sandals, and for this we will use the same technique. Let's start generating the dark occlusions into belts. To make these strokes, we can activate the symmetry, so we can speed up the work. In this case, only for the lines of the bolts. Remember to avoid using the brushes, the smoothed brushes, with, I don't know, smoothed alpha, so the shadows don't get too diffuse. We need some shadows to get a little irregular. In this case, the spray and stained alpha, like the one I have here, will work very good. Let's paint back here too. Here in the inner side. Let's continue generating the shadows in the markings. And obviously in the lower part of the sandals. Well, with this, we have a great part painted. We can use the polygroups, so we can paint some areas much easily. When there are so much pieces one over others, the truth is that it gets difficult, but with the polygroups it will be easier. Let's mask the things we don't need. And now, what we are gonna do is that we are going to paint these groups we have in this belt, in this protector. And these parts, where the light should not go so far, should be darker. It's because of that I like to generate polygroups in the different pieces, because it is easier to mask and paint the section that we need. Let's paint too the occlusions between these belts, down here this plate, to generate a kind of shadow. Same in this plate of here, the one that connects with this belt, for the other side too. Well, we can see the occlusion is looking good. We will paint too here where the belt and the sandals base connect. Basically, we are going to paint these shadows in the places where two leather pieces gets connect. The one below obviously will be darker. So this is the effect we want to generate. Here in the heel part, the heel protector, we have to paint to the base. Here where these mini belts gets connected, so to speak. That's all. Let's start now with the alpha's face. Remember that it is using a stroke of drag type to our mask and using different alphas. We are concrete. There are different types you can use for this. And now here it is simply how much damage we want to give to these sandals. We invert the mask and we hide it to start painting. Well, some of these shadows are hard to notice as the alpha are very thin, so it's complicated. Then, using Ctrl H, we can see from time to time where the marks are. Let's go with another alpha, in this case with the concrete type, so we can give some dirt traits. We invert it, hide it, and we start to paint. In this moment, probably you can work faster because we have used the same technique many times, so it's something you are more used to. It's easier to get the effect quickly. We have to be aware so we don't get it too much dirty. It will be weird. And now we will start then with the lights. We will paint the belt's edges. Here in these tiny ones of the Sandals base, here I totally recommend to be asymmetric, that gives a better look. Well, up here in this mark, and in this belt, here in the inner part of these belts that connect with the base, well, we need a little more dark here, so we are gonna to make it darker. Here in the edge. Okay, I think this is enough for this video. Now if you want to retouch more, is only to repeat the same steps we have been working, but with this result it is more than enough. With this we will finish all that is the leather, and we will continue in the next section.